thank you all for being here, and you're very, very welcome. Uh, and I'm honored. So, how you doing, Gail? Are you there?
Yeah,
All right, good, excellent. And who's the young lady?
that's Emma, my granddaughter.
Oh, hi. How are you? Welcome. Thanks.
Good.
Thanks for joining us, hon.
You're welcome.
And so everyone knows me already. My name is Mark Ehrlichs, and I would do everything I can to help you to feel better in one way or another. And also, this is a information gathering as well. If anyone wants, to ask me questions about something, I'd be more than happy to help them. The other, I wanted to mention though, the other day, a friend, another priest in the order that I'm in, we were texting a little bit, and they asked me, "Wow, do all people, feel better when you're working with this?" And I say, sometimes, and or most often they do either immediately or over, incrementally over a couple times or whatever, or even as soon as they, as I tell everyone, walk out the door, they might feel better, or walking down the street a couple weeks or a month later saying, "Oh my God, when did this leave me?" And they also mentioned that, well, I guess it depends on the person. I said, yeah, definitely. It's always according to the person's soul needs and the soul's how we adapt to how we respond of the information of what's given to us, and how and why and when we respond to it. So it's all individualistic according to the person's life, and so how it's going to affect, when it's going to affect. It may be something totally different in the way that it affects us than with someone else. There's no right or wrong, good or bad, and it's fine within the mind of God, and we do things according to our needs. And so don't feel bad, if someone should be affected the next day or 2 days later. Is not because uh, you're not caught up, evolutionary wise. And so that's a falsism, if there is such word. And so I just wanted to mention that. And we all have this light within us that's our life, and it's our kernel within us, in uh, in ourself, that responds accordingly, and it's going to respond, whether it be going into a surgical procedure later in life, and the doctor saying, "Hey, I've never seen the skin cooperate like this before," so it may lead into that kind of a healing. And I never know. I just pretty much, leave it up to people to let me know how they respond. And I've had to learn that, um, and realizing there's no right or wrong, good or bad. Uh, so, any case, if you don't respond right away, you're not evolved. No, I'm kidding. And so, in any case, uh, there's things that happen with me like anyone else, and I have to work with myself as well. And there's different times that I'll get an immediate response, and other times that I'll get, I think no response, but then I realize later that I don't have it, whatever it should be. And there's been times that I've had really some devastating stuff, and the old man or old woman upstairs, God, in some way or another, within and all around it, you know, uh, it reciprocates. And so, and we all have that within, all of us. And that's what I teach in the workshops and seminars. And so in any case, any questions about anything? I try to answer. Anyone want to mention anything uh, pertaining to healing, or ask me questions about me or my belief system? There's so few people today, which is great. And so please, anything. Sue, you got anything you want to ask about?
I can't. I don't think so.
All right. All right. All right. Great. And Sue Gray, you said that you've been feeling great.
Yeah, I think I've been feeling a lot better. I had those issues with my my neck surgery and radiculopathy down my arm, and I think it's getting better slowly but surely. It's less discomfort in that hand,
Okay.
although I have some issues that kind of come and go in my feet and my other hand, but overall it's better.
Okay. All righty. And so your arm and your neck, is the neck creating the arm?
Yeah, it was pinched nerves in my neck, so they took off 2 chunks of bone off the back so that it wasn't crowding the spine, and then
Yes.
cleaned some stuff up on the side that was causing the problem down my arm.
Yeah. All righty.
So it's better.
All right. Good.
It's not gone, but it's better.
All righty. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the worst, what number is it at now?
I'd have to say 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. And when I forgot, when was the surgical procedure?
That was the beginning. It was the 10th of April.
Oh, okay. All righty. Normally, not for all surgeries, but for many types of surgeries, surgical procedures, people, it will experience discomforts quite often for even from the surgical procedure, and especially if they're moving organs around and this and that, for 6 months all the way up to 2 years. And quite often, when I work with stuff like that, people tell me that it's a lot less time, fortunately. So what I can do also, again, is work with that gladly and see if that also helps to quicken the process some.
Yeah, that'd be great. In fact, the first 6 weeks of recovery, they were a little bit astounded at how quickly that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was good for somebody my age, anyway.
Oh, you're a young chicken. Spring chicken.
Yeah.
You are. And all righty. And so, matter of fact, what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, is, right now I can, I do see light around you, and it's really cool. And it's almost like behind your head are like beams coming out like this, and one from the top going up.
Woo.
It's really cool. And I guess the bottom light, I can't see it because of your body in front of you or behind you, behind the light. I could if I focus enough, but I don't want to. But I can see like this and like this, and which is pretty cool. And so, and it's good light, and it's moving, and it's fluid. So that's great.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And it's clean, it's clear light. And so, and I do see a little green as well, which means healing still. And so let me go ahead and work with you a little bit. And
Wonderful.
you tell me if you should sense anything happening, real subtle senses or not so subtle. right there. And there.
Felt like you're concentrating on like where the neck meets the skull.
And a little further down too. And I think 2 vertebrae down.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I know anatomy, because I don't. But from there down.
Yeah, that's that's where they were. They took the back off of those 2 vertebrae.
Got it. Do you notice the sensation down your arm?
It's better.
Yeah, I just felt like a flow happen. So we'll see how that affects you. Is there any movement you can do to, where you had a subtle discomfort or whatever?
No, I wish there were. It's really unpredictable.
I understand. I understand.
Really unpredictable.
Now, everyone, please keep in mind, though, that when I work with someone, sometimes, not all the time, but quite often, people will get a little exacerbation of their symptomology off and on, but then it'll go if you should experience that. And it'll go even if you don't experience that, or there'll be a change in it. So you might be a little achy or stiff or something like that, if that should happen. And oh, fantastic, fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my honor, please. Any questions at any time, please feel free to ask. Christina, anything?
Mark,
Yes.
yes. I've been getting really bad migraines, which I think is also stemming from my neck, kind of back. It's just the stress. I've been trying to release everything and just let go, with everything that's been happening.
Yes.
So I feel like it's just now kind of catching up to me, and I'm physically feeling that weight of everything that's kind of happened in the last 4 months. So
Okay.
kind of coming to a head. So now I feel like it's all in the neck and head and
Yeah. Matter of fact, a lot of yours, my perception, a cause or one of the causal areas, if not the causal area, is about the 3rd vertebrae down.
yeah.
And if you were to push that in, it'd be really tender there.
Yes.
And so I'm going to work with that area. But what happens is that it's a culmination, and there's the irritation that is the first, the stress is the shock trauma, and then there's the healing crisis. That's when we get the ow that hurts, and that's when it starts to become healed, or in the process of. But in the meantime, we're suffering,
Mhm.
and so but that can create dynamics later. So what we're going to do is try to go into that consciousness and break it to some degree. But then again, we worry again later in the future. So the idea is learn how not to take things so personal or to worry so deeply, because they will affect us, and it's trying to recreate the dynamic of that, and it's learning a different way, to be, and finding calmness in things. And realizing that it's not the end of the story, so we don't have to worry about this that's happening.
Right.
And one neat thing to do, though, is also realize that, oh, I'm going to see what more there is before I make a judgment to worry about something. Because once we worry about it, we're feeding it again.
And that's kind of the headspace I've been in this week, is just to really kind of stop that from happening, recognizing it, stopping it, and going, okay, God, you show me what I need to do with this. This is yours. I'm not going to worry about this.
Right.
You know? And
Right.
that's kind of what I've been, and as the more I do that, the more physically I feel like crunched.
Yeah. And all the more reason, okay, when you're feeling that, that's an indication, trust me, God's saying, trust me, trust me.
Mhm.
And they're saying, okay, I'll try to trust you. Let's see what happens. And then we forget about it right after that. And then we have to remind ourselves to do it again. But the more we remind ourselves, the other times get less and less and further in between where we are trusting it. And
Yeah.
I totally understand. Been there, done that.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, in my specific situation, it's also realizing that everyone has their own path,
Yes,
and I have no
Everyone.
control over that.
correct. And listening to one person with, oh, this is what you have to do. Don't trust it.
Right.
You have your path.
Right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So sit back and just focus in on that breath, of your breath, real slow motion. And keep me updated what you might be sensing. It's
Okay.
real subtle. And just don't try to analyze it or think about it or critique it or judge it. Just try to imagine that it's there and wondering what it's doing. And my perception is that it is the third vertebrae and a tiny, tiny bit below. And it's like other people, it just affects a nerve in there too, which creates, the migraines. And it's mostly, in my perception, on your right side, shooting up and also going down into the shoulder. So we're going to see if we can change some of this.
Yes.
And what's really good for you, what I just got was when you breathe, imagine what it's like breathing in a breath of fresh air. And you can do that often.
Just feel a lot of pressure building up in my shoulders, almost like someone's got their hands on top of my shoulders.
And tell me when the pressure finally breaks on. Or feels like it. Breathe in that breath of fresh air. That was a little bit a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
There. there was kind of a relief there for a moment.
I feel like a wave kind of going through me.
That's the breath of fresh air that you're allowing to come in. What I call the breath of God, the dance of life. There. And focus in on that as you can. Remember that quite often. All right, hon?
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Now move around a little bit and tell me if you notice any differences compared to before to now. And be candid, please.
I do. I was really, really stiff. It's still a little bit, but much better than it was.
All right, and utilize that as a tool for yourself. That taking in the breath of fresh air.
Okay.
All right, excellent.
Thank
Excellent.
you, Mark.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. That will really help you
Yes, and I'll
breaking
be
the pattern.
calling. I'm sorry.
In breaking the pattern. That will help you.
Yes, and I'll be making a private appointment soon too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All righty. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Get here.
Okay, there he
There.
goes.
Evening.
All right.
He fell last evening and he hurt his hand. He's had it x-rayed and nothing's broken, but it's these middle two fingers.
Ooh. All right.
Put them about 90 degrees up.
Oh my God. It was hyperextended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
I-
All righty. Officer, I didn't push him. I swear. All righty. What I'd like you to do is to put your right hand on top of a desk and just relax it, or
He's
top of the table, wherever
He's
you
got it
are.
on some pillows.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. And
See it.
just relax it as much as you can,
Relax.
and just let it totally relax. And let me see if we can help it to feel better. What is it, the tendons or ligaments or something like that, they stretched and took the joints out or whatever?
I don't think the x-ray really showed that, but
Okay.
we're looking for breaks and they didn't see any breaks.
No. And so it might have been stretched and the muscle injured in there. So I want to see if I can possibly help that to feel a little bit better now. And Jim, you don't have to make comment on this, but you might feel real subtle, very subtle movement inside. All right, Jim. Tell me, do you notice any difference yet? And be candid too, please. If you were to very gently move it compared to before and now,
There is more movement than I had before.
does that hurt?
Yes. When
And
I close my hand, it hurts.
okay.
Or open it all the way up, it hurts.
All right, one more time, I'd like to do something there. So relax your hand there. All right, now tell me if there's any difference in there. Please be candid.
I think it's about the same.
Okay, so it's better than before.
I think so, yeah, a little bit.
All righty. Yeah, Sue, that's, or Jim and Sue, that's the major shock trauma that's going now.
Okay.
And so now it will really quicken in its healing. And everyone's body is different.
Thank
And
you.
you'll definitely notice that.
Thank you.
All right, good.
I'm gonna mute you because he's gonna get up now.
Okay, Sue.
Okay.
Thank you,
you.
Jim. And Sue will keep me updated how you're doing and all, and I can, gladly say prayer for you.
I got a good caretaker.
All right. Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Wonderful to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Sue Gray, please. Anything that, the neck. I forgot.
You're already working on me.
I already did. How does it feel?
It feels good. Feels good. And I keep feeling little bits of progress in the hand, so I'm just thinking it's one of those slow going uphill things. So.
And I don't even see it as slow going. I see it as it's going. And I try not to put a time delineation on it.
Good point.
Yeah. But, and there's no wrong in that either, but it's, we do it according to our needs as well. All right. Ruth, hi, how are you?
Finally.
Anything in particular you'd like me to work with, Ruth? Please. I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
The foot would be good, right?
Okay. And which foot was it again? The left. I'm sorry?
The right one.
The right one? Okay. All righty. The bottom?
Bottom would be good, and the big toe, and
Okay. All right, gladly. Gladly. I already feel it's, in my perception, a life force reacting with your foot. Now, if you were to move your foot around a little bit, Ruth, can you tell me if you notice a difference yet? And be candid, please.
Yes, I can actually wiggle my big toe. So,
All right.
or that's good.
All right. Please. Thank you so much. I forgot to mention, if it's not mandatory by any means, but if anyone at some point would make a donation, little donations, whatever it is, to the website, that'd be fine. I request that at most healing circles if I remember. And so I'm trying to remember. All righty. Sue, anything with you you'd like me to work with, please?
No, I have a question though now.
Please, yeah, love it. Hopefully.
Okay. My belief is that you can use cold or heat that doesn't interfere with energy healing or spiritual healing. Am I correct on that?
Well, say that again now.
Can you use heat or cold and have it not affect spiritual energy healing?
You mean from another source, from a heat source or a cold source, like ice?
Right. Yeah.
It won't affect, the spiritual healing is still going to be,
That's what I thought too, but I've
yeah.
been other modalities where they said, don't use that ice.
Oh, no, it may be really, really needed as a, the backup for a spiritual healing to be effective. It's just like someone saying who's had a tragedy, oh, we'll send you prayers. Unless there's activity from those prayers, you know, it's nice to send prayers, but if you're in a situation that you can contribute something to help the person, you know, the prayer is incomplete. It takes us doing something active in life. And oftentimes, though, you know, we're not near a person or with a person or whatever, and so the prayer is going to be the most effective way. But if we have an ability to help that person in some other way, do it, because that's what might be needed for the prayer to be fulfilled, if that makes sense. So the ice and the heat, you know, you're doing something about it. Good point. I think so. Good point. Hi, Nelia.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I've been on the go and I was just gonna have a shower and wrap my ears up to get in the shower. I went, oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
And so tell me, Gail, is there anything you would like me to work with?
We were on the May healing circle because Emma was getting an MRI done for her little cyst on her human.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up for her.
And
I'm sorry.
she had a cyst on her pineal gland that you were working with.
Yes.
Yeah. And we were in the process of moving. That's why we haven't been on the healing circle.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
And
Talk to me. Tell me about.
She's been complaining that her left eye, she said her sight keeps going in and out of her left eye.
That what's going in and out? I couldn't hear that.
She said her eyesight. She said sometimes it
I've been
seems like
hurting
her
every time I
eyesight goes
move
out
it.
and it hurts.
Every time I move it, and when I blink.
Okay. All righty. I'll tell you what, hon. Close your eyes for a minute, okay? And that's your left eye? You said it was your left eye?
Yeah.
Okay. As you might sense something happening, tell me what it might feel like.
And my eye is like It feels like it's shaking really fastly and then stopping.
And keep me updated, hon.
Now it's not, now it doesn't feel like nothing's happening.
All right, good.
Now
All
my
right.
eye feels way better.
All right,
A little bit.
good. Now, if you turn your head and do what you were doing before where it bothered you, what is it like now?
It's better, but it still hurts a little bit. But usually when like my hand hurts a little bit, sometimes it goes away. So
Okay,
it probably will go away.
all righty. One more time, okay? Just real briefly, all right?
Now I'm moving and it feels like it's gone.
All right, almost done, hon. Now what is it like?
It's gone.
Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
All right, hon.
How is it gone?
She said, how's it gone?
By the grace of God. All right, let's see what happens from this. If you should get little,
Thank you.
my pleasure, hon. If you should get little twinges of it, just observe it. Don't worry about it, okay? Let's see what more happens.
Okay.
All right, hon. All right, cool. Cool hand, Luke. Anelia, please. Anna and Nelia, yeah. And Leah. Turn your mic on, hon.
Oh, my mic's not on?
There it is.
Oh.
All right, so talk to me.
Oh, okay, well, I've been having like vertigo-like issues, low blood pressure, falling over when I'm walking, dizzy, pressure in the head. They've given me some medication for my ear. They're not sure. They said I had a fungal infection in my right ear. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what I'm trying to get ready to go to do something. So I need to have a shower, and they said not to wet it. So I put plastic over my ear
Sure.
and a tape. So is that going to make a difference?
All
Can I
right.
take it off?
No, God doesn't care.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. My blood pressure's been very low. I'm dizzy. I fall
Yeah,
over when I walk, and I.
all righty. The
Yeah.
blood pressure or the ear, they might all be associated.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
So, because I know nothing
Okay.
medically, nothing, thank God.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
so what I'm going to do, I just want you to close your eyes for a moment and just to imagine that you might be feeling something subtle, if you should. And keep me updated briefly in your statements of what you might be feeling while this is happening without thinking about it or without determining what you do feel. Just imagine what you might feel and express it.
It's feeling like a tingling in my right ear.
And just keep me updated real briefly in your statements.
I feel something in my jaw.
And just observe it. Don't try to figure it out.
I'm feeling it going up the side of my head to my temple.
And let it go up.
The pulsating.
Yeah. All right, open up your eyes.
Okay.
And how do you feel? And be candid with me, please. Do you notice the difference from before and now?
There's just a tingling in there, but I don't feel things until I get up and start to walk.
Okay, could you try to do that, please, just for a moment without hurting yourself? Real gently. And tell me how it feels now,
Yeah,
if you notice.
I was a little bit on the dizzy side when I got up. And still feel lightheaded a bit. Yeah, yeah. Not quite gone.
I'm sorry?
But lighter. It's not quite gone, but lighter.
Okay,
I was
let's see
still
what this.
dizzy as I.
All right.
Okay.
All right, great.
I had immense pain in there, but the medication has helped.
Okay. All right, good, good.
Now, Mark.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up there.
But I was exposed to mold, and that's.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
help
I
the
was
mold.
exposed.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right, I wish you would keep me updated. There you are. All right, I wish you would keep me updated later, though, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much. And
Thank you. Is it okay if I leave early because I have things to do?
That's fine. All right. I'll look for you. Look forward to you next time. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
All right. Miss James. Mary, hi.
Boy, I just can't seem to get the time right. I actually thought I logged on at 5:30 Phoenix time and there was nothing there. So I thought, well, I'll log on at 6:30. And somehow I think, do you start Pacific time at 5:30 right now?
Yes.
I don't know why it didn't open up. That's really bizarre. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. I thought this was a good one. You missed it. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. So talk to me. Anything that's bugging you in your body?
Yeah. You've done a couple, healings for me, and so I've got my whole endocrine system that's actually pretty good, but I'm going to have it all rechecked, and between the thyroid and the pancreas, and that's coming up in this week. And so if you can just again help me, be in that perfect state of health in my endocrine system, I'd really appreciate it.
Is there anything, a specific area or a specific symptom that I can work with that you know of?
There's a cyst in my pancreas that has not changed over the last 2 years, and they want to do another MRI, and I'm just kind of fighting them on that. And so I'm pushing to get blood work before we, go through that whole MRI process. So there's that, and then there's the nodules in my thyroid that they'll test again next week. So they've not grown. They didn't, when they tested them in March, they had not grown from last September, and I really believe that the work we've been doing has been helping. So I just want to keep reinforcing that.
Okay. All righty. And let me see here. So I'm instead of giving you the whole body healing, which will take a long time, can you name a specific thing that you want me to work with? One thing, please.
Okay. Let's work on the pancreas today.
Okay. Sounds awesome. 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 You just relax. And that's where the cyst is, right?
Yes.
You tell me if you notice any kind of subtle sensations that are happening inside, please. Right there, something happened.
A little warmer.
See, that knows that it can heal, and the cyst itself, it knows that it really doesn't belong there. It feels awkward there now. And so, and also what I saw was the tissue where the cyst was is kind of encroaching into the cyst, and it's like smoothing.
Mm.
And so let's see what I'm very curious as to what they say next.
Okay, I'll keep you informed. Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure. Do you still have the warmth in there?
Yes, it's slightly warmer than when I had originally sat down.
Okay, good.
And there was this just funny feeling that I was aware of happening.
Yeah, that was the tissue actually encroaching in on that cyst and eradicating.
Oh, wonderful. Perfect.
Around the periphery and going in. My perception of what had happened.
I will keep that image with me over the next week. Thank you.
Sure. Sure. Lovely. Do keep me updated, though, please. Gail, tell me something. How's the young lady doing? Do you notice?
Her cyst. Huh?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up.
What was that?
You're breaking up. I'm sorry.
Oh, she said she's feeling better. Her eyes feeling better.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, and if you can keep me updated on that too, I appreciate that. All right, wonderful, wonderful. Marie, hi, how are you?
Hi, good. Thank you. Thank you so much for your prayers for a new job from last time. I've had a lot of wonderful opportunities and come up, and I'm just going to humbly ask for continued prayers for just the final stage of the interviewing and hiring
Oh.
process for this
You got it. You got it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Phoenix.
Yes, same here. I have more new people coming to see you. So,
Yes. All right. You just sit back and relax, hon.
okay, thank you.
I saw it. So let's see what happens.
Thank you so much. Thank
My
you.
pleasure, Rosa. Gladly, gladly. And Lynn,
Hello.
hi. Anything in particular?
If anything, my father-in-law has been in the hospital recently.
Who has your father-in-law?
Yeah, Henry.
Okay.
He had his legs were swelling, and there's red patches that developed. There's some sort of infection there, and so I'm not sure
That's not
exactly.
the cause, though. Did they give you an indication what the cause was for those things?
I just the heart or the diabetes, one or the other.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask a blessing on him. All right. And real quickly, Marie, one more time, I'm gonna. All right. And
Thank you.
let's see. Apprentice, well, I know who it is, but I'll ask a blessing. All right. I want to thank everyone very, very much. And please, next time, I'll see you again. Blessings to everyone here. Totally. And I pray that everything just continues in its path of what we've been doing and leads into even more of a healing in all kinds of ways, in all different areas.
Thank you, Mark.
And please, everyone, do keep me updated. Blessings to everyone here. Thank you so much.
Blessings also to you. Thank you.
Thanks.